Go.
Hi, hi, I'm here with Captain Blitzy, or was it Isabel? Or is it both?
Either or.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright. Is there anything you want to introduce yourself by specifically?
Well, I am Captain Blizzy. I can either be called Isabel or Blizzy. And I will frequently reply to both.
Alright. You like to stream on Twitch, right?
Yes, I find it as a good way to express myself and play games that I like to play.
Oh, and what kind of games do you like to play?
I'm a big fan of video games with unique visuals and unique music. Two of my biggest interests are visuals and music when it comes to finding games I like and playing games I like.
Do you have any favorites?
Recently, Ina Dream Barbecue. Very unique visuals, very fun story, very interacting characters, and some great funky music.
I've never heard of it. What's it about?
It's about a character whose name is Ina, and she has to find the boss and, well, kill the boss. And it's just kind of a wacky adventure through lands that make no sense and meeting characters who talk weird, act weird, and look weird.
Sounds fun. What kind of game is it? Is it like an RPG, hack and slash, anything like that?
It's kind of an adventure walking simulator. Nothing really crazy happens that makes it into any other category. You're just kind of walking around and exploring.
Oh, I'm trying to remember that one Yahtzee term. Ghost Train Hallway Simulator, I believe it was.
Sounds
Oh, I
familiar.
love it. Oh, have you seen Yahtzee?
I may have at some point. It mostly reminds me of an old game called LSD.
My favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, it was for the PlayStation 1, and it was like LSD Dream Simulator. And it was just you walked around an area and did weird things and saw weird things.
You seem to really like weird. Is there any specific reason for that?
When I was younger, I got really, really into things like the SCP Foundation and reading up on stuff like that, to the point that I decided I wanted to make something of my own similar, and looking into things like that where it would be weird and out of the ordinary, esoteric, just ideas and thoughts that people come up with that are just out of the norm.
Oh, I get you. I grew up with SCP too. My favorite has to be the box of paper dragons because it's just so sad. Have you ever heard of it?
Um, it's been a while since I read through a lot of them, but my two favorite ones are usually Mallow and The Living Gun.
Oh, I've never heard of those. And that's weird because I'm a living SCP encyclopedia. Can you explain them, why you like them and stuff?
The Living Gun was my favorite when I was a lot younger because it's just a normal looking MP5 submachine gun, but it had internal organs, and the magazine was filled with teeth, and it would fire teeth. And when I was younger, I thought that was the most like heavy metal thing out there. And then as I got older and I became a furry, I got into Mallow, which is the phone application that would stalk you with a sort of wolf girl with a skull face.
Oh, I think I've heard of that one. But that's because I remember it was like super big in the furry community, not just like it wasn't a small thing. It became like a furry waifu for a while.
Oh yeah, big time. Still is. Definitely one of like the Mount Rushmore of furry characters in media.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a furry. Do you have any stories about that? Funny ones, sad ones, anything?
Yeah, being a furry is always full of fun experiences with unique people. some of my favorite stories are about meeting friends through different sources and then finding out later on they're a furry, and it's like, wow, we could have found each other becoming friends through furry spaces, but no, we found each other through these weird spaces, and it's like now we have another way to connect. But it gets kind of crazy when you meet up with your fellow furries IRL, because these people, they're so wild on the internet, and then you meet them in real life and they're just really down to earth, great people.
The internet is weird. A lot of people seem to be a bit more wild on it, but I think that has more to do with the anonymity of it in general.
Oh yes, 100%. It's easy to hide behind a character on a screen and be a little bit more yourself than it is to be yourself in real life, especially with societal norms and stuff.
Yeah, society kind of sucks, but at least when you're a cute anime girl, you can be openly whatever the hell you want.
Oh yeah, I highly agree with that.
I don't know I would be openly Demi if it weren't for the fact that I had the mask. Does the mask help you at all?
The mask does help me a bit. As somebody who is a transgender female, it is hard for me to express myself openly in the real world, whereas with the mask, with my characters, with the way I want to express myself, it's easier to do so with these characters, with these little creatures, if it comes down to it, to be like, hey, this character is an aspect of me in one way, this other character that I have is an aspect of me in another way.
And I'm assuming that streaming also acts as a little bit of a stress relief too, right? Being able to just be yourself for others, enjoy a game together, things like that.
Yeah, I would say so. Especially when it comes to showing off games I like. It allows me to kind of open up about why I like such a thing and talk about it for a while. Even if nobody's listening, or even if only one person is listening, it's always nice to just talk and be like, hey, I like this game, here's a bunch of facts about certain aspects about it, here's a bunch of things that it makes me think of, here's, and it really is just like a sort of output of things that I normally wouldn't output without feeling like I'm taking too much space or too much time while doing so.
I get you. It's always nice to be able to nerd out, especially when your interest can be a little bit niche. What are your streams usually like?
For the most part, just very chill. A lot of me talking about what I'm doing, what I'm going to be doing. When it's, say, like recently with Fallout New Vegas, because I started getting into that again, it's mostly me talking about like, okay, I have this in a quest line I need to be doing. So here's how I can approach it in this way, or how I want to approach it in then another way. Or with something like Weird Game Wednesday, which is something I'm trying to do, where I find a weird game and I play it. It really, I try to focus on talking about unique things that I find within it at the time that I'm playing it. Like art style, music, or even just like storytelling aspects within it. I like to talk about it as I'm experiencing it and talk about what I'm thinking as I experience it. And it's kind of a chill, just, hey, listen to me yap, listen to me talk, hey, throw your ideas into the pot and let me talk about your ideas and such.
You seem to be into the little things about a game, more like what brings about the vibe, not just the vibe itself. Is that true?
Yeah, it's very true. It's how I was raised. I was raised to look at the small stuff in details. Growing up, my family was a part of a charity haunted house that would go on every September through the end of October, and my mother was the one that did all the costume stuff, and my dad was the one that did all the acting in the building of the rooms in the haunted house. So I grew up around looking at the details of a costume and being like, okay, this is how you can make this look scary, this is how you can make this look comforting and exciting. And then with my dad building the rooms and painting them, and I got into like the looking at the details of this and how light will reflect off of this, you know, wall with the paint on it and colors and stuff like that. So I got really into looking at details of visuals and working out the details of the visuals and how they would interact with people's perception.
Sounds like your streams would be fun knowing that as the background. Is that like your character lore or
my
thing?
My character lore does come from that in a way, because my character here, director Anaglyph, she is a physical manifestation of the anaglyphical 3D effect, which most people will know that as just the standard red and blue 3D glasses that you used to get in movie theaters. But with the lore and the little world I built, it's very keen on the visual. So you would think of a visual effect and be like, okay, well, static on a television is a visual effect. Well, that's a character that I have in my lore. And or like visual glitches, like glitches in video games are a visual effect, so that's another character. And they're mostly things that you would pass by in your thoughts as like, oh, that's just something that happens. And it's like, well, why not bring that into a thing and say, well, this has a personality to it. There's a personality behind visual glitches. There's a personality behind TV static. And I like to look at the details of that and bring it to life in a way.
Did you make the model yourself?
No, I found on a website known as VCrew, which is a website where people will draw things and in layers so that you can like piece together them and make it into little OCs and stuff. And I found one that I really liked, and I just kind of like messed around with it until I got Anaglyph here, and I was like, this is clicking with me. I like this. I like this style. I like this character I've created. How can I build upon this? What am I going for? And it just kind of devolved into how she is now.
I haven't heard VCrew in a while.
I like going on it to mess around every once in a while, see if I can recreate my own OCs in it, or hell, sometimes even make a new OC with it.
Fun. The creative type. Do you do like art streams and stuff too? You seem like the kind of person that would.
I'm not much of an artist personally per se. I do a lot of writing in my free time as a way to relax. I also color for my friends that are artists. Like they'll work on a commission or something for a friend of ours, and they'll be like, hey, do you want to color this for me while I'm working on other stuff so I can shade it later, and I'll color it for them. I do doodle from time to time, but I'm not enough to say that I myself am an artist.
How long have you been streaming? I completely forgot to ask. I'm sorry.
I dabbled in it for about 2 years, and starting last year, I decided I wanted to be more serious about it and go into it in more depth. And I tested out a couple of ideas I had for a while. Like one of them was a character named Mary Dusa, which was a pun on Medusa. And I did that for a little bit, and I fell out of the general vibe of that character and that the idea that I had, which was going to be a lot more bubbly and energetic. And I started to get into the whole theme that I have right now. And then the worst thing happened. My computer died on me. My laptop decided that it was just going to not boot up the BIOS for several months, and I fell out of streaming because I just didn't have my equipment, and then randomly out of nowhere it started working again. So now that it's back, I've been going as hard as I can to be like making up for lost time and getting into the thing that I wanted to get into, that I had the itch for when my computer was down, and now I would say that I'm at my most serious about it. So at my most serious, I'd say a couple months, but at my longest, I've been dabbling with streaming for about 3 years or so.
Have you been having fun even when you're being serious?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's fun to just do whatever. I could do a stream where I just sit and talk for several hours, and I would have fun doing it, and I could be talking about nothing.
I love the energy.
Thank you.
All good, C's. Is that how you ended up joining VCrew? Was it?
I saw a Reddit post with the basically the advertisement of, hey, we have a group where we can help each other expand, and you can play games with people and hang out and all that. And I'm like, this is not just a good idea for potential expansion of viewership and ideas, but this is also a good way for me to make connections with people in the same sort of realm of streaming and video making and stuff, that I could see myself doubling down on my willpower to do this.
Alright, I think we almost have enough. Before anything though, is there anything you want to share in specific about yourself?
I'm a very open person. I like to express myself in ways that many others may think is too open book, but I find that as a way of making myself vulnerable in the right way instead of making myself vulnerable in the wrong way. Especially as somebody who is a transgender woman, it's hard for people like me to be willing to let people view me so openly, and I think that that's a strong suit I have, and I don't want people to take advantage of it, and I know people will try to take advantage of it, but I'm not going to let them. I'm going to put my foot down and be like, hey, I'm here for my expression of entertainment, not for yours.
Alright. Before we say goodbye to everyone, do you want to leave a little goodbye yourself for them?
I don't have a YouTube currently. I am working on it on the back end, trying to get it all set up before it's ready to go. But you can find me on Twitch at Captain Blitzy, and it's spelled CAPTIN, because I messed it up years ago when I was creating my username for, well, everything. And you can find me there, and as I usually say at the end of my streams, take care, have a great day, and bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao, everyone. Then just hit end recording when